Cyber Monday sales hitting a record $12.6 billion in the U.S., rising 3% year over year. That's according to Salesforce. And AI, as well as the buy now, pay later option, played a big role in yesterday's sales and weekend sales for that matter. Here to help us break down the data is Salesforce Vice President and General Manager of Retail, Rob Garf. Rob, thanks for being here. What sort of, we've been talking a lot about the volume of sales that were done here. What are some of the trends that you're seeing? What are some of the things that maybe changed from year to year or accelerated that you can talk to us about?
Yeah, absolutely. As you mentioned, we saw a really healthy 3% year-over-year growth on Cyber Monday. And that's from the resilient shopper. They are certainly doing their research. They are being patient. They are being diligent. And they didn't bite on early holiday sales. They waited until they saw discount rates hovering around 30% over the holiday weekend, and they actually stepped up and they purchased. The most interesting point about all of this growth, it's from increased demand. For the last 5 quarters, the growth has been almost all from increased prices. So the shopper is looking for deals. They're being very surgical, and they came out to buy this holiday week.
And Rob, let's also look ahead here. Listen, it sounds like it's been a relatively strong 10-day period. Do you see it continuing, Rob?
We do see it continuing, though. We're not changing our forecast for the entire season. So, sales got pulled in back to the peak days of Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and they were taking market shares from the bookends earlier in the holiday season and the late stage of the holiday season. But every retailer I'm talking to is really positive. Nobody had unrealistic expectations for growth this holiday online. So they're really pleased with what they've seen. They're looking forward to coming out of this holiday season with really good footing around profitability and inventory levels, and they're looking for next fiscal year to get back to growth mode.
But surely not everybody can be doing well, Rob. I mean, there must be some that are doing better than others. We've heard survey data, although we know that hard data doesn't always match up with survey data, but survey data that people are going to be a little choosier this holiday season. They're concerned about the economy. They're still concerned about inflation. Are there any areas of weakness that you saw?
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. Consumers are making trade-offs. They're taking control of their household balance sheets. And, they're looking for certain categories. So first, on the strong side, we are seeing active apparel, active footwear looking really strong. Health and beauty is coming back as well. But we're seeing a little softening in luxury. This has been the most resilient category through and coming out of the pandemic. And we're starting to see a little bit of softening, particularly at that aspirational luxury level. Consumers are starting to feel the pinch and having to make trade-offs. Consumer electronics as well. We saw a huge roar in that over the pandemic. Everybody got a monitor for their in-house workspace, and that's cooling off a little bit as well. In general, though, we're seeing people focus on value. Resale is really big, actually, this holiday season. We're projecting 17% of all gifts will be from the resale market. These people are focusing on value. They're focusing on vintage, and you know what? They want to save the world as well, especially younger generations.
And Rob, switching gears, I want to talk about AI, just the boom of interest in artificial intelligence. Rob, how are you seeing that technology being leveraged right now to help consumers?
Yeah, I can't have a conversation these days without talking AI, and it's having a big influence this holiday season. We're forecasting through the whole holiday online, so November and December, it will influence $194 billion globally. And, it's focusing on things like targeted offers through email, product recommendations. When you're on a website, you might like this type of prompts. And then we're seeing customers of ours lean into generative AI for service. Gucci, as an example, through their Gucci 9 service center, is looking to create scale, create more consistency in the interactions, and ultimately connect products to the consumers by really arming their service agents with service replies empowered by artificial intelligence from our service cloud.
It's so interesting, Rob, because I think when sort of ChatGPT or large language models broadly first started coming to the fore, at least personally, I was envisioning it more in that chatbot function. But I know that, as you mentioned, there's a lot of sort of behind the scenes usage for AI as well in terms of tailoring. How do you sort of program especially within retail, to tread that line between being helpful and annoying for customers?
Yeah, absolutely. There's this interesting balance happening between the customer experience and operational efficiency. We're definitely seeing automation, as you talked about, in chatbots. And actually, chatbot usage grew by 35% year over year. So people are going to that around where's my order, where can I find the product? And retailers are really automating and scaling that experience. But they're also using it to personalize the experience. It's really important to point out, though, an AI strategy is as much about a data strategy. So you must understand who your consumers are, their profile, their preferences, understand what products they like, and be able to really activate that through artificial intelligence to provide personalization. And, one customer of ours put it this way, AI is the new UI, the new user interface. So think about, rather than just searching a website, now you're going to be talking to an agent that's going to be able to help you get the product you want more effectively, more efficiently, based on how the consumer knows you shop and what you're likely to buy.
Rob Garf from Salesforce. Rob, thank you so much for joining us today. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Happy holidays.